Oh, me hearties, a very good evening to you. It is me, Scottie McClue, and welcome to our YouTube live stream for tonight, Friday. Lovely, lovely to have you with us, and Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Fantastic. Friday the 23rd of July, 2020. How amazing is that? Dinky-Doo, if you've just seen me for the first time, I'm Scottie McClue, and the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, the world's most humble man. And here we are live streaming with you, live on YouTube, one of the world's great live streaming platforms. Who have we got here tonight? Graham Niven. I'm first tonight, guys, says Graham. You are indeed Graham. Hello, Scottie. I'm in Carlisle. Well, people are so relaxed with social distancing en masse. It's so scary. There'll be another spike here for sure. And into Scotland. Oh, dear, I hope not. Are you going to Geltwoods tomorrow? Fantastic. I was first, Kareem, says Graham Niven. Well, you were, Graham, we said that. The circumference. Hello, all. Hello, the circumference. Lovely to have you with us, the circumference. I'll just get the formula for you. Hello, Scottie. The sticky chicken I had for my dinners last night was delicious. J-Dog, I am delighted to hear that. You eat well and sensibly. Excellent stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Dinky-Doo the news, says Eddie Doyle. Can you send me the recipe, J-Dog, says Graham. Graham, are you something of a cook? Do you prepare culinary delights for people? How fantastic is that? Hello, says the circumference. Evening, Scottie, my good man, says Anthony. Hi, Scottie, says Graham. Dinky-Doo, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Sup, says Adam Bruce. You sup, my boy, and enjoy every mouthful. Hi, Ronald. Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Good evening, says Craig Cochrane. Alistair Campbell. Hello, Chinas. There's a lovely old Glasgow welcome for you. How's your evening, Scottie? Very, very good, J-Dog. Fantastic. I got quite a lot done today, and I think I know the secret as to why the stream wasn't moving quite as it should. So there you are. I've done some very interesting things. I've up some of my playlists. People will have never seen them before. So I think if I circulate that, then folk go, oh, Scottie's still about. Oh, look at all these videos. I'll have to watch a couple. So there we are. I prepare oven chips, says Graham Niven. We'll not advertise, Graham. So there we are. We'll take that one down. Wonderful. Had steak pie tonight, says Ronald. Very nice, Ronald. Was it a deluxe steak pie with a sausage in it as well? Dinky-Doo, Lord McClue, how are you tonight? Says someone. Very well, someone. Thank you very much for coming on. It's nice to know someone's on. Good evening, Scottie. How many types of kilts do you own? Oh, Glenn. That's a long list. So there you are. Different tartans and things like that. Graham, I'm jealous, says Kareem. Kareem, are you having a nice time down there? Excellent stuff. There's lots of lovely little places to eat, but I don't know if they'll be open, and I don't want to send you in the wrong direction. You're welcome, Mr. Circumference, says Graham Niven. So there you are. I don't know if you can get the carry-outs at the end of London Road, Kareem. Jealous of what, Kareem, says Graham. He's jealous of the fact you've got culinary skills. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, how are you, says J-Dog. Very good, J-Dog. Hello. J-Dog, maybe you don't realise that I've said hello to you, and it'll come up in a wee minute. And everybody go, oh, is that what's going on? Right. Fair enough. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Right, let's get sharing, guys. Can I have some likes, please? Now, you know the first step is to like the stream. Two people have done it. Two. You know, how many billion are there in the world and 2 people have liked the stream? How was your crinkle cut chips this evening? Nobody has masks practically. I'm staying a mile away from them. Quite right, Kareem. Excellent. And today is the first day that they've to wear masks in England. Do you think you'll be on the radio again this year, says Glenn Peacock? Well, you know, Glenn, you never know. Radio, they've got rid of a tremendous amount of talent recently because what they've done, the companies that own most of the radio stations have decided just to put one output out in some cases, which means all your local DJs are, on the road. So there you are. So there's going to be plenty of talent around, but there is only one Scottie McClue. Let's not kid ourselves. And I can get them huge, huge audiences. But we need the advertising to come back first, you see. The businesses need to be back. Who's given me £5? Very, very, very generous. Do you think you'll be on the, 2 J-Dogs? Ronald, they were delightful. A fake J-Dog? Right, okay. So if the correct J-Dog can tell me what he had for dinner last night and the night before, and tell me where he was for dinner last Saturday. Okay, so there we are. Excellent. What on earth? I love chips. I love chips. I've shared with my friends. So there you are. So J-Dog, if you could put up what you had for dinner, that's what I wondered about that. Who would be low enough to become a fake J-Dog? Who would stoop that low in their life? Who would put themselves in the gutter? Very, very. Who would go so low they could actually walk under a door wearing a top hat as to become a fake J-Dog? Tut, tut, tuttity, tut, 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 tut. Once J-Dog has the proper J-Dogs identified himself, the fake one will be binned. Great news that the shielded are finally allowed out today. It must have been tough being stuck in the house for 4 months. My dad is relieved and says, thank, and it's 4 letters. So it's thank gods for that. So there we are. Thank the gods for that. Like Scotty, hard, I'm on the phone, not my PC. Oh my goodness me. Kareem, have you sent all that money through? So there we are. I think the first one to comment is the real one. Right, Adam. Well, if the other one could tell me what he had for dinner. Crank Cuffin. Crank Cuffin has sent £5. He's tapped the dollar. My goodness me, Crank. That's very, 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 very generous of you. Thank you. That's several times you've done that, Crank. You're a very, very kind man. Yes, very good of you. I like the radio, says Graham. So do I, Graham. I like the radio. Ronald, they're okay. I've shared this with Jim, and I just realised that I can't have our lovely friend on Skyping with the accordion because of the copyrights. There were, who else has put money in? What is going on tonight? I had sticky chicken last night, Scotty. Right, that's the real one. So there we are. So the fake one has gone, right? Okay, fake one should have gone. Could the correct J-Dog tell me more about them, please? There we are. Let the correct J-Dog let me know you're just here. I'm going off chips, Scotty. Never go off chips, Glenn. You need your chips. And otherwise we don't have anything to cash in. To get it. Sir always cashed in his chips. Hi, Eddie. Hi, everybody. Dinky-Doo. Good evening, Scotty. And Clan McClue, says the wonderful A-Cos. Fantastic. Who's tapped the dollar? There's only room for one J-Dog. I like the open shut this evening. Thank you, Graham. Yes, I was going to put a tie on. Kareem Zachariah. Scotty, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Kareem. Very, 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 very generous. You need your pennies. You're sightseeing in Carlisle. You're going to walk the dogs in Gilt Woods if the weather's nice tomorrow. Kareem, thank you for that. Kareem has tapped the dollar and sent £5. Very, very kind, guys. Thank you. How do you know Crank is a man? It could be a bird. Crank is Crank. I just said Crank. I don't think I alluded to any particular gender. I may have said he's a super guy, so something like that. Crank's a super guy. What about that? Could be someone you cast into the wilderness, Scotty, says Alistair Campbell. Who have I cast into the wilderness, Alistair? So there we are. Scotty, I'm off for dinner, Scotty. I'll tell you what I had when I come back. Genuine J-Dog, is that you? Yes, excellent stuff. Are you on until 10 this evening? I don't know, Graham. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see what the nation think. What's your favourite potato? Says Glenn. Ooh, I like the King Edwards, the Maris Piper, the Ayrshire is very nice. Yes, definitely. Oh, lots of them, yes. It's so sad to see the traditional local radio stations being bought up by the big media companies. It definitely has killed a lot of local radio. Do you agree? Tony, yes, but I mean, that's done now. And remember that these companies have been serving their local markets for, getting on for 50 years. Now, when I went to Red Rose Radio, it was 10 years old. It would now be 40. 40. You see what I mean? So that's a long time. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. The BBC is 98 years old. Tony, can you imagine working for the BBC for 98 years? You see, so things do change and people want to make money. Commercial radio is commercial. They paid a lot of money to buy the stations, so the local groups sold out. They've got them all now, and if they put one or two outputs through the whole lot, then people will get used to it. The only thing is things have changed dramatically because you don't have the same relationship. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and if the audience choose the same one, then, they're doing all right. So we shall see. I mean, remember, McClue joined local radio, but they immediately networked me to many, 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 many stations. So I can't say I'm not a fan of networking. When I went down to Sheffield, within a few weeks, I was right up the whole of Teesside, Tyneside, Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield, Leeds, Hull. You know what I mean? It was fantastic. It really was quite wonderful. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it. Ronald, very, very good. We love that. Two beautiful people tapped the dollar bill. Scotty, you're going to get a new laptop, or are you going to upgrade to an SSD drive and RAM? Eddie Doyle, I will need to look into this. I don't know enough about it. What I might do, I might pick up a second-hand laptop or something, and then I can broadcast on the laptop and chat to you on other devices. If you see, I mean, I was thinking tonight in running a stream on the laptop to see what would happen, but it might lead to two streams, you see. The internet is the way forward. Glenn, you're 100% correct. Otherwise, McClue wouldn't be on it. Let's look at this. McClue is way ahead of his time. I built my first radio station when I was 9. Right? And it could be heard in the garage from the house, as far away as the garage. So that sort of thing. And, and we could cue each other by tapping the window. So I was just one up. In fact, before that, I had 2 tin cans, and you had to watch the went sharp, don't try this at home, and a piece of string. And I could talk to people along the string. It was incredible. So there you are. So that sort of idea. So I was just a step forward from Marconi. And then as a little boy, I was fascinated by the BBC. I knew everything about Lord Reith because people I knew him and all that sort of thing and knew him well. And, it was very interesting. And I wanted to work for the BBC. I first applied to the BBC in 1975. So, and I met the chap that got the job, and he's a very nice guy. So I'm delighted. He's a good friend. So that was that. So I didn't get the job in 1975. So I think it was nearer. I'm just trying to think how much nearer it would be. 75, 95. It'd be 95 before I was next in the BBC and right up the top. Do you know what I mean? Very, very interesting. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think that, if we agreed on the material, I could be back in public service broadcasting, doing a show every night to them. And I think it's something they should look at, preferably while I'm still alive. That sort of idea. It's me. I'm going off for dinner in case anyone else comes on impersonating me. I'm away. Dinky-Doo, J-Dog, fantastic. We got the right one. The internet is definitely the way forward. I passed Cumbria Radio Studios, Scotty. I'm sure you'll have been in it. I have, Kareem. Very much so, just opposite the castle in Carlisle. Fantastic. There you are. The fake J-Dog is still here, I think, says Graham. How's everyone tonight? We'll find out. Scotty, the fake J-Dog's been removed. He messaged me on Messenger. All right. The fake's been removed. Excellent. And the good J-Dog's on. All good. John Dinky-Doo says, Eddie McClue, you're way ahead of your time. Always McClue has been ahead of his time. I mean, I effectively introduced proper talk radio to Scotland and then to the rest of the country. So I'm known as the father of talk radio. Fantastic. It's wonderful stuff. And I've taught a lot of people. Eddie, I'm fine. Good. Were you never on the CB, Scotty? Very popular in the 80s and 90s. A friend had it, and I was able to go 1-9 for a copy. What am I hitting you with, please, for a rig check? Over. So there you go. My name's Graham, says Graham. Correct, Graham. Well done. You're doing very well. Good evening. I need help. I'm being mauled by a savage puppy, says Gordon Robertson. Oh, Gordon Robertson, how gorgeous. You lucky man. How much progress can we take this? Glenn, we can take this very, very far indeed. We just need to work out ways to build it, and it's happening all the time. If you look on Scotty's YouTube channel at the videos, you'll see that they're looking a lot neater and a lot easier to read. So that's a start. And today I started putting out some of the playlists, and that gives people a chance to find you as well. So we will get there. How much? Send it to the pound, Gordon, says Graham Niven. Graham Niven, you can't send little Oliver anywhere except to Gordon Robertson's lap. I don't know much about you. I've never heard you, Graham. Was just telling me about it. And what today? Oh, the circumference. Sorry, I don't know much about you, so that's me, right? And I've never heard you, right? That's no problem. Graham was telling me about it in work today. Excellent. Well, there's plenty of it on YouTube, so you'll never run out. Gordon, Bo's the wee Doug, says Kareem. I think that's how's the wee Doug. Poor old Kareem's in his car. Tap, tap, tappity tap on the old phone. I think you'll enjoy this circumference. I think you will. Yes, Graham, well done for getting circumference along. Graham Niven, I've told him he's going in the bin if he doesn't behave. Oh, yes, he'll take a lot of notice of that. He will just be having fun. He'll be wanting to see who's in charge. There we are. You can't do that, Gordon. Very responsive, Graham. Yellow card. All right, Graham, enough. Tony says, one great thing the BBC still do is have talk radio. Music's good, but not back-to-back songs. Scott FM was a great mix of music and speech. It was 50-50, I think. And it was very, very good. That's one of the reasons they loved the phone-in, because I did 3 hours of solid speech every night, and they loved that. You know what I mean? It was that. Comfort break. Oh, warm in the studio tonight, guys. The circumference, I like podcasts. Yes, we don't mention others on the stream. It's not done, circumference. But I know the ones you mean. Very, very good. Scotty, do you like controversial stuff or just intelligent chat? I think, I mean, I've never set out to be controversial, but some people say I am. But I think intelligent chat goes hand in hand. You know, I mean, very often, Kareem is brilliant. Getting braver and more adventurous. Gordon, he will be gorgeous. I like, Cost is talking about different talk radios companies. We'll not be mentioning them on here, but I know the ones, Cost. I enjoy a good listen to talk radio. So there we are. Sub-Zero, thank you very much indeed. Wonderful stuff. Now then, guys, we haven't shaved a thing. There's not a dish washed, a potty emptied, nothing done. Let's get on. The water place vacuumed. Let's get the sharing done here. Very, very important. Right. Okay, I've got that, and I'm going to do some sharing. Are you all doing the same? I ask of you. Very important. I ask of you. I ask you. I like that when people say, I ask you. I'm telling you. Do you do research on rival podcasters? Glenn, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any rivals. Do you see what I mean? There is only one Scottie McClue. Now, if somebody else wants to do 50 years of research before the internet, if somebody else wants to do 36 years in professional broadcasting in television and radio, then pop up on YouTube and say, watch out, you've got some rivals. I don't mind, because if somebody wants to come and listen, that's great, and watch. If somebody doesn't, then that's fine, because there's so many people out there. You see, this platform reaches billions. Yep, so we just need to let them all know we're here. That's the thing. Let everybody know that we are here and that we do business. So there we go. Right, I'm going to share, guys. Can you all share with me, please? I beg of you. I beg of you. My mobile phone man, I told him I'd been with him since 1998. I said, I'm begging for a favor. He said, you'll never, ever need to beg, sir. You're a valued customer. We love it. There we are. We're live. Right, I've posted that to let everyone know we're live now. Can we do more sharing, please? Very, very important. Tell 10, tell 10. Can I have more likes, please? I need 10 more likes immediately. As a great journalist friend of mine said, you can always argue with other people's opinions, but you can't argue with the facts. It's quite right, and McClue always gives you the facts. People go, well, that's your opinion, Scottie. I say, no, sorry, Lala, those are the facts. You know, all that nonsense. So there we are. So Glenn, no, we don't have any rivals. Scottie, your thoughts on Boris's visit and shouting? What have we got here? Your thoughts on Boris's? Let me see again. This is very interesting. Scottie, your thoughts on Boris' visit and shouting no to, I think it's the predictive text that's got you there. No to IndyRef 2 will be allowed. Waving his crabs. Yes. I think it's always going to be a bit of a struggle. Do we remember when another politician came to Edinburgh who was quite on the right of centre, I would have said? His experience wasn't too good. The last time Boris came to Edinburgh, I don't hold with this, but there was a lot of booing outside Bute's house. That point of view. I mean, I think it's very interesting because let's take the focus off poor Boris, right? Because he's got himself in there. He wanted to be Prime Minister. He's held all these other wonderful jobs, been the Mayor of London and that. Then the COVID virus hit, and he told everybody, let's get Brexit done. So all your xenophobes and your Afghanites and all that lot went along and voted him in. So there's Boris in, so that's absolutely fine. But this problem of patronising Scotland, biting the hand that feeds you, goes back 313 years. Getting Scotland into the Union was a scam, but there was two weaknesses. One, there was famine. The country was starving. Why was the country starving? Because the nobles had fought each other virtually to the death. The nobles were therefore short of money because they'd spent it all in a war chest. So they got bribed by, well, in actual fact, by the monarchy at the time. Yes, to sign things, and they were known as the parcel of rogues in the nation, to sign things and to sign Scotland over for around 1,500 quid. They then set about dismantling, this was Queen Anne, set about dismantling the Scottish Parliament. Now, you'd already 6 years earlier had a vote on the law of secession, and Parliament had voted that you had to have a Protestant monarch and not a Catholic one who would be answerable to the Vatican, to Rome. In other words, the monarch would have another boss. Parliament had voted by one vote. One vote. So it was no landslide that. That was very unpopular. The next thing was patronising Scotland. and then sending in the troops and having the battles. The massacre of Glencoe, the Campbell had orders, King William had signed. You see? And Scotland had had its own monarch up until 1603, when Scotland's monarch took over the English crown, the English monarchy, and the Irish crown. So Scotland, again, was very, very pivotal. Scotland's always traded with Europe and always sent its income since the Union down to Westminster, about £60 billion a year. That's why Westminster does not want Scotland leaving, because they might take their money, their oil, their whiskey, their exports to Europe, all that stuff. So these are the problems that are being faced at the moment, guys. So we can't just point the finger at Boris. He's in a long line of public servants that thinks it's right to diss Scotland and then hope to get them voting against independence, right? And then people put down nationalism so destructive. So is Brexit. So it's coming out a market of 510 million people, you know, that sort of thing. 28 countries. Anyway, there we go. Now, that's not political. That's economic. I am apolitical. I don't do politics, but I do economics. So there we are. Circumference. I'm going on a date tomorrow with someone I met. Oh, and he mentions a site. I'm nervous because of the pandemic, but needs must. We'll have a virtual date online. Professor Numpty Heed. Scotty, I'm late. I had to tend to the dog's needs because his needs were needing. Absolutely. We never mind Professor Numpty Heed. And the whole thing is, I have to say to Professor Numpty Heed that you've been punished enough if you've missed a moment of Scottie McClue. Guys, more sharing. What's going on here? What are we actually doing with our lives? Come along now. Because we've got things to talk about. People to join us. Live now. Join in. There we are. Live now. Join in. Yes. I'll put down the... I'm going to put the URL in, guys. I think that's important. So that's youtube.com and /user/Scottie McClue 1. Hey, right, live now, join in. So I'm going to send this out and see what happens. There we are. Excellent. And if you can all do the same, guys, that'd be brilliant. Glenn says, do you think life is an education? Life is experience. Experience is a great teacher. But as my grandfather said, it asks a high price. Yes, so experience, absolutely. Glenn, calm down, says Ronald. I bumped my chips, says Graham. I thought that was coming, Graham. What's that, Kareem? Boris has crabs. Easy enough. Stop, Gordon. So there you go. Boris waves his crabs. There we are. Graham, were your chips too peaty? There's a picture of a waving giant crabs. I saw it, Kareem. I saw it. Poor Boris. Far too peaty, Ronald. Scotty, you're getting younger, pal. Pity the fool. I thank you. Very kind of you to say. Guys, can I have more likes and more shares, please? We need to do more sharing. We can't just leave it like this. £2 back for every £10 sent to London. Yes, it costs. I mean, they send it back and call it a block grant. So what we should say is, look, we'll hang on to the 60 billion and then we'll maybe give you something as a block grant. Once we've got ourselves back on our feet, once we've repopulated, once we've rebuilt, once we've got our health service, our education running exactly the way we want it to be running, once we've got the financial capital of the world in Greenock, once we've repopulated and rebuilt towns like Greenock, Paisley, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Hamilton, Airdrie, Wishaw. There we go. What else have we got? Come on, the stacks of them, guys. So there were Perth, Dundee, Stirling, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Inverness, Elgin, Lossiemouth. You know, once we've got these places properly running and really attracting international investment, then we can send you a wee block grant back down to London. You know, because the Scots have got there. I mean, tell me, what has been invented south of the border? What's been give me a good invention from south of the border, and I'll give you some from Scotland. There we are. Yellow card, what's happened? John says, hi, Scotty, did you leave Scott FM before it was all over? Or did you have a good idea where it was going to end? Scott FM belonged to a newspaper group. Well, no, you see, it didn't when I worked there. It belonged to 2 ITV stations, and then it belonged to 1 ITV station. And that was fantastic. And I knew every single one of them. You know, it was tremendous because I'd worked for them before. So they understood where I was coming from and I understood them. Where's Thomas, says Finlay. Finlay, Thomas might not be joining us again. He was in a wee bit of a contemplative mood last night because I think I can see where Thomas is coming from, and I have no problem with Thomas at all. But he's at a different phase in his life from the one that we're at on here, if you like. So this stream has a harmony of its own, a lovely, warm, welcoming harmony. And Thomas wants to have a bit of fun, noise people up, take them in a bit, you know, and I understand all that, but he said, I'm not sure the stream is for me. And I think maybe the stream is not for Thomas, to be honest with you. I've thought that from relatively early on, because when I tell him things, he argues with me. And I'm telling him facts, and he's going, aye, but that's not aye, but listen, no, away you go. You know, so he's wanting, Thomas would have fitted in 25 years ago. Definitely. There's no doubt about that. My first stream, Scotty, enjoying it. I've shared. Let's go. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Please subscribe and tap the bell because we need subscriptions so badly. What's his name, Scotty? The date, I mean. What's his name, Scotty? The date, I mean. Pity the fool. I don't know. I'm not the one going on the date. There's a song about the Glencoe massacre, tells the story of how the MacDonald clan was slaughtered. Professor Numptyhead. Have you anything else to tell us, Sherlock? So there was this year attempt at Scottish studies, Numptyhead. Yes, the Campbell had orders King William had signed. Yes, they came in the night with murder in mind. The Campbell had orders King William had signed. 1692, was it, the massacre of Glencoe? And the Earl of Stair had signed the orders on a playing card. There was also a lot of misunderstanding. Because of the weather, the MacDonald had not managed to get to Inverary to sign allegiance to King William. So that was the problem. Yes, they'd expected them to earlier. A union, war with England, war with France. What choices? Alistair Campbell, there's an old sang. So there we are, absolutely. For the love of God, get this shared, guys. Shouts Finlay. Finlay, thank you. I'm just going to share now, in fact. Let's do it, guys, let's do it. Let's fall in love. Now. Oh, there we go. Right, that's it. And here we go. Are we ready? So I'm just going to say, live now. Live now. Join in. And I'll pop down the old, I think there's rain. Is it raining outside where you are, guys? Check. If you've left washing out, can I suggest you don't? Wait a minute now. User. Oh, someday I'll be wealthy and I'll have a wizard to do this. Live now, join in. There we are, youtube.com/user/ Scottie McClue 1. There it goes there, guys. And I'm going to post on the big Scottie McClue site. So that should let people know we're on. Stay on till 10, says the wonderful Finlay Morris. Finlay Morris, I think you like this stream. Am I right? Are you a fan? Are you a wee fan? I'll tell you. Hi, Thomas, says Finlay. Hi, Thomas. Has Thomas joined us? Wait till we see. I didn't see it. Tell Mrs. McClure I said hi. I shall do. Wait till we go. Tell Mrs. McClure I said hi. Oh, there's Thomas. Hello, Finlay. Good man, Thomas. He's joined us. I was just telling everybody about you. You'll hear that come out. Nothing bad. So there we are. Hi, everybody. So there we are. Tony says, interesting to see why Boris chose Orkney as his place of visit in Scotland and not mainland cities. I'm thinking he can target the islands of Scotland for support. I think the SNP are strong there. Listen, are you telling me that the people of Orkney and Shetland are going to change the habits of thousands of years? I was having a laugh with a Shetlander today, very nice guy, on social media, who was saying that Shetland has got everything and doesn't need the UK. So he's talking about Shetland independence, just as a bit of fun. What's his name, Scotty? Your date's not my date, Pity the Fool. There we are. How are we? How are we? Everybody's saying I'm good. Yeah, yep. Scotty, it's good to see Circumference on here tonight representing the LGBTQ. So there we are. Fantastic. What are all the others? Give me all the others. I'll make a wee note of that there, actually. The LGBT, QYRPH. And what else have we got? QYRPH DAVU community. Right, so there we are. Now, there's not an S in there. Should that not be SLGBTQYRPHDAVU? Because S is for straight, and the straight community need to be included. All humanity needs to be in there. Guys, more sharing, please. I insist. Telling myself I insist. It's wonderful. There we go. Fantastic. Good that Thomas is with us. Graham Niven, you can't do that. He says, I'd kiss Queen Lizzie given the chance. You would be committing an act of treason unless you had permission. So there you are. You can't touch the Queen. Where's Catherine, says Graham? We don't know. Crow was the snow that swept Glencoe. Yes, and covered the grave O'Donnell. Yes, fantastic. Why is there such rivalry between Scotland and England? I think the problem, Glenn, it's not rivalry between Scotland and England. Scotland is smarting from being asset stripped as soon as they signed up to the Union. Scotland was sold for £1,500. And what you'll find, I found this, I've worked in all the cities in England. I've worked in London, had a fantastic time. I have absolutely no problem with people. But the problem is Westminster has got it into its head that if it patronises Scotland, then it won't feel guilty for taking their money off them. If they go, you're just a silly wee country. Do you know, that's not the thing. I mean, the wonderful Ludovic Kennedy, one of our finest broadcasters we've ever had, along in the early days, I think he was with ITN in the early days at the same time as Sir Robin Day, who later became Mr. BBC. And Ludovic Kennedy, married to Moira Sheila, the ballerina. Very nice man, Ludo. He had a tough time in life as well, but he was a sort of quasi-aristocrat, if you like. In fact, I think he was a cousin of Bob Boothby. Very interesting. I think he was a cousin of Robert Boothby. And Ludo, when I was around, was just the interviewer of the day. Quite outstanding interviewer, very clever man. Stayed in Edinburgh. Anyway, what was happening there? What were we talking about? What was the one that prompted all this one? Oh, yes, the rivalry. Yes, I was going to tell you. Luda wrote a brilliant book called In Bed with an Elephant, referring to Scotland. Scotland's sleeping with an elephant just because there's such a big population. But when the Act of Union was signed, it should have been 50-50. And any organisation that came into being afterwards should be 50-50. So Westminster, if they're going to fight Scotland, they need to not be changing anything. They need to take a very clear look at the Act of Union and see what is. The problem Scotland has got is it doesn't have a written constitution. Neither does England. But the nearest thing to a written constitution is the Declaration of Arbroath, which is, what was that? Was it 1340, the Declaration of Arbroath? These dates, anyway, these are details. Everybody knows the date. I just can't get it exact in my head right at this moment because I'm live broadcasting. But the Declaration of Arbroath is not actually a legal document in modern Scots law terms, to my knowledge. So Scotland needs to get itself a constitution. They also need to realise when you had a Scottish monarch, before they just stuck the two of them together, the Scottish monarch was different because the Scottish monarch was really effectively elected by the people, like Robert the Bruce. And the Stuarts came into being because Walter was Walter the High Steward. High Steward was his title. That was Walter the High Steward. And you'll get all this in Paisley Abbey. He married Bruce's daughter, Marjorie Bruce. So there you are. And then you had, was it King Robert II? I think I've got that right. If not, you're very welcome to come on and put me right on any of the detail. Live now. Please join us. Let's get these figures up, guys. Let's get sharing. Put the URL in. I should have thought of this before. I've just done it for the first time tonight. I'm an old fool. There we go. But we knew that. That's we're not learning anything new, McClue. Scottie McClue 1. Yes. Right, so there we are. I'll get all this up and as time goes on. You see, you've got to remember, we started this stream really just for a laugh, just a bit of fun, and then everybody has joined in and thought, oh, I'm up for this. A blather with Scottie McClue on a Friday night? Are you kidding? No problem. Is that him? Oh, I thought he was dead. Wonderful. Have you ever had to do that? Have you ever had to sort of put somebody into your search engine to say, I don't think he's still living? You find out, he's living. So that old story that used to around after the Second World War, a great saying was, poor Edie, her husband never came back from the war. Somebody says, I came back. He just never went home. Terrible. Shocking. Shocking, McClue. What are you doing? There we are. Right. I've asked them to come and join us, guys. I'm just going to check. So if you can all do the same, if we can share and share and share, let's see what we can get the figures up to. Let's do some big business. Put the URL in. Do you want me to write it down for you? There, it's there. It's already written. Forget the wee squiggle there. www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. I'm sorry about the wee squiggle. Now, can we all make a note of that and put it in our sharing, please? And can I have some more likes, please? Likety like. Like. Okay, have we all got that? Yes, Scottie. Take it down, Scottie. We've got it. Okay, everybody happy with that? Now, if we can do that in the sharing, guys, that would just be absolutely no end of joy. No end of joy, I say. It's the joy that McClue brings that we love. There we are. Right, excellent stuff. More sharing, please. Just checked, I've left the washing out. What a shout, Scotty. Lifesaver. Lithgow, excellent stuff. Was it raining right enough? It's raining, says Finlay Morris. Good man. So, Glenn, I hope that's answered your question. The rivalry is not between England and Scotland. It's between Westminster and now Scotland has got an element of representation with the Scottish Parliament. But everything Scottish was put down for years, was taken away, was grabbed, all that stuff. They've got totally different histories. And Scotland has only been in union for 313 years. In the scale of things, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So there we go. Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. February 1692, the Master of Stairs, responsible, held the letter back. Yes, Alistair Campbell, Master of Stair. Yes, the Earl of Stair. Am I correct? It's raining. Just checked, left the washing out, wash out. Excellent. I love the streams. Finlay Morris, thank you for that. We love having you on the streams. Thomas says, every show needs a baddie, and that is me. No, Thomas, you're not a baddie. And a baddie doesn't go just causing disruption and stuff like that. It's not the Joker out of Batman we're reading. Joker. Said, hi, Glenn. As invention goes, England have got all sewn up. They invented the sewing machine. No, my friend invented the sewing machine. Yes, she was a singer. Absolutely. See what I just did there? Okay, John. Thomas, Scotty loves the banter, mate. Of course he does, Glenn. All right, then. Bolt Tam, nobody wants you, says Sub-Zero. There we go. ACOS says the SNP are strong, second in Orkney, but it'll take some work to change them from Lib Dem. Oh, absolutely. I mean, a place like Orkney is very specialist. And you see, I shall tell you one of the reasons that the Lib Dems are so strong in Orkney with the Orcadians is because they had a marvellous, marvellous, marvellous MP for many, many years called Joe Grimmond. And Joe Grimmond was married to Laura Grimmond. And Laura Grimmond, I think, was a Bonham Carter. Is that right? Have I got that right? Yes, have I got that right? I would need to check that up. Anyway, the connection that I think I've got is with H.H. Asquith, the Liberal Prime Minister. So there we are, because Violet Bonham Carter, I'm sure, was H.H. Asquith's daughter. Have I got that right? Help! This is all coming out the top of the heat, guys. I've got no internet stuff for checking up and all that. So there you are. So you're relying on McClue's mind. And remember, it's already done 50,000 hours of live, unscripted broadcasting. Woo! There we are. Get me. It's great to be able to get Tom Weir on YouTube. I used to watch him on TV years ago, Scotty. Fantastic. Isn't he wonderful, Eddie Doyle? I love his manner. I love the way he does things like, hey, it's time for a seat now when you get down from the summit. Take off the shoes and stockings and get your feet into the burn. Hey, that will cool them off. And then perhaps we'll maybe have something to eat. I have here a big slab of fruit cake, which has a lot of energy in it. Loved all that. It was just Mr. Normal doing programs, but he wasn't just Mr. Normal. He was outstanding as a communicator and as a broadcaster, and, of course, knowledgeable about Scotland and the hills. There's a statue to him, I believe, in Loch Lomond. I remember they were talking about putting it up. I meant that Orkney and Shetland is very much in support of SNP. Shows Boris is getting desperate, knowing that most of Scotland are now SNP supporters. Well, because they've been treated so well over the last 12 years. Can we share, guys? Let's get the numbers up. Let's get the numbers up, Finlay. Sharing, 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 sharing. Share and share. Woo! I bought a lottery ticket tonight, guys. I know I shouldn't gamble, but I took a wee chance. And I just wonder, do you think it'll come in? What are my chances? What are the odds? Thomas says, Visa D beat. Scotty, I've just written a song about tortillas. Well, it's more of a rap. Ha ha, says Craig Cochran. Excellent. I'm going to give you a tortilla. The rap. So fantastic. Now, what do we got here? It's raining now, says Welly's song. Write down LGBTQIA plus instead. Yes, I'll do that. Hang on. So what have we got here? Welly song. I shall take your lead on this one. Right, Welly song. Person I've got a lot of time for, who I don't know if you know what I mean, but I know if you know what I mean through the ether. Am I right, Welly song? Is that a fair thing to say? LGBTQIA. QIA plus. But where's the S? As it should not be SLGBTQIA. That's what I was just wondering. For the straights, stroke, hetero, stroke, Adam and Eve's, /hetero, /Adam and Eve's. So I'll say, oh, are you an Adam and Eve? Can you sing me a song, Welly? Hi, the Welly song. If it wasn't for your Wellies, I shared to my story, Welly song, you are kind. Thank you for that. That's another thing about you, Welly song. I get very strongly. You're kind, genuinely kind. So there were all this typing nonsense Scotty has to stop. It should all have been done before the show. But you can't, you see, you can't do it. If I had a Wizard of the Big Switchboard, you know, if I had sort of a young version of you, Numpty Head, you could do all the typing for me. And McClue could get on with his day instead of having to type. And I am not a typist, I can tell you. But I thank God for a friend of mine, a late friend of mine, sadly no longer with us, that chapped my door after I'd set up the radio station for Stirling in 1990. He chapped my door and he said, right, we are going out. And I said, where are we going? And he said, you'll find out. And he took me to night school. He said, we're going to learn about computers. That's the future. I said, oh, away, that'll never be the future, not for ordinary folk. He went, son, where are the dinosaurs? And that was it. And that was me. I'm afraid, guys. So, you tell me. And here we are here. We're actually doing it. Yellow card for Numpty Head. Yellow card for Numpty Head. Yeah, let's get one for Numpty Head. What did he say again? So, guys, can we get on with that? And get the URL in. I'll write it down the bottom here. Again, just in case people haven't got it. youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. Okay. Right, how does that look, guys? Is that fair enough? So please share, click like, www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. Is everybody all right? Is everybody up for that? Let's see if we can get the figures up. We've been on for an hour. I'll stay on if we get the figures up a little bit more. That would be fabulous. Up to yourselves, of course. Everybody quite happy. And tell everybody about the stream, guys, and also the YouTube site itself. I need subscribers, genuine subscribers, all these things. Let's get this light, guys. Yellow card. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a yellow card for your man there. What have we got? A yellow card for the man. We need to get organised. What's going on here? For goodness sake, what are you all doing with your days? McClue's busy. Right, I shall get a yellow card. organised here for Professor Numpty Head. I'm sure we've got cards. I just don't know what happened to them. And I can do it the right way around. Is that right, guys? Right, there's one there. And I'll get that going. Okay. All right. Numpty Head, I hope you're watching. This is for you. A present from McClue to Numpty Head for you to do. Take this as a warning. Okay, right, that's it. Do you think he'll be suitably sorted out? I saw it come up on the other device there. It's actually quite funny. Right, stop, everybody. Stop the carry on. There we go. Right, we're right on here. I'm just going to share on another website as well. If everybody can share. And then if we get the numbers up, we'll stay on. I want us to get over the 40 mark within the next few minutes. It's up to you. We've got 6 to go, right? And let's get over the 40 mark. And then that will multiply after we finish the show. Everybody goes, oh, Scottie, I never saw that. I'd love to have seen that. There we go, all that nonsense that people do. You have had them do it, haven't you? So there we go. And I'm going to go on that one. And I'll go on here as well. Right. Okay. And then I will tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. If we can get this out there. You see, the thing is, Numpty Head, you've got a point. As I say, I'm no typist, and I'm a talk man. So why am I having to type at all? Because we're losing talk time if I'm having to type. Do you see what I mean? And from that point of view, right. So I'm just going to let them know we're live. And I'll do this. Okay, that's gone there. This typing is a lot of nonsense. It should be done at 11 o'clock in the morning. You could have typed to all Numpty Head and then emailed it. There we are. www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1 done. Okay, that's that one up. Right, so there we go. And they've all got that on the go. That can get upped, and I'll go back to you on here. Right, excellent bit of sharing going on there, I can tell you. Hello, Scottie, how are you keeping, says the wonderful McAvoy. McAvoy, how are things in the County Cork today? Have you got good weather? Have you got rain? It would be, no, it was June. I was over in County Cork several years ago, and I remember standing at the riverside. I think I told you this. And I was looking out, and would I be right, the river's wide and flat calm. It was just like a mill pond. And I thought, I could just come and stay here. Is it a lovely place to live, Cork? You know, I mean, I know you're going to be biased, well, one way or the other. But, you know, I just thought I could just get off the earth, just stop the merry-go-round and come and live in Cork. But what would I do? You see, would they like a broadcaster like me in Cork? So do tell me. So wonderful. What's the weather like? We've just had a shower of rain, McAvoy, and it sent everybody running for their washing. No more yellow cards, says Glenn. Oh, Glenn, big defence. Glenn, I think you've had a tough time in your life and you don't like anybody getting a tough time because you know what it feels like. Am I right? Where's Ian, says Graham. Thomas says, you're going the right way for a band, Numpty Head. I got timed out for less last night. No, I don't think. I think it would be very fair if you got timed out, Tam, because I can see your point of view, you see. You're very lucky. Tot, says Finlay Morris. Absolutely, Finlay. Right, guys, I need another half dozen watching. You don't get banned for productive comments, says Numpty Head. Absolutely, Numpty Head. Yellow for Glenn. So there we are. Do we think, Finlay? What's Glenn done to get a yellow? I've got the cart here, but I need to know what he's done. Just sitting down to sausage supper, says Lithgow, with fish, pizza crunch and fritters. Scotty, very tasty. Yum, yum. Did you get a munchie box from the chippy? What's pizza crunch? You'll have to pardon my ignorance, but I've never actually had pizza crunch. It's a bit like when during the war they introduced Queen Mary, Her Majesty Queen Mary, to fish cakes. Said fish cakes, mum, for the war. Yes, fish cakes. What a poor Queen Mary. She was a nice soul. You can't say that, Glenn. What's he said? Let's go sitting down. I think, let's go. You need to spill. I mean, we're not going to interrupt your meal, but have you had a munchie box? Progressing with the diet, if you could play the call. If you could play the call where you were arguing that a fattie's not happy being fat. It was a great call. Well, maybe do that. It was a fattie's happy being a fatty. Thomas, it's just banter. Get a grip, says Glenn Peacock. Get a grip, Thomas. Glenn says, get a grip. Thomas, Scotty loves football, says Glenn. He supports Sheffield United, Glenn, says Thomas. I won't reveal what political party I support, but it rhymes with... I won't reveal what political party I support, but it rhymes with shoe tip and has 4 letters. Right, Graham. Fair enough. I think we've got it, and I believe it's still going. What's your thoughts on the Scottish Enlightenment, Alistair Campbell? You know what buttons to push with McClue, don't you? My thoughts on the Scottish Enlightenment. How would I ever condense that? I adore the whole concept of it. It's time for another one. I'm just telling you right now. It's time for another Scottish Enlightenment. More likes, please, guys, and we need these figures up. We need to be sharing one more big share. Very important. One more big share. Right, excellent. Thomas, I hate Sheffield United. Glenn, you can never hate because you're shutting off an avenue of learning. So never, ever, ever hate. Just because they're not your team, you don't need to hate them, right? I do not hate any football teams. Yes? There might be some I prefer to others. I was also in the Orkneys and working on Shetlands, and in the Shetlands there's a large oil refinery. Yes, is that Sullom Voe? Lots of Norwegian flags still flying. A lot of locals said, Scotland get independence, we'll go for our own independence. Yes, I think there's 1 in 10 in Shetland, the chap was telling me today. Father Ted's one of the greatest ever shows to grace our screens. A very funny programme. Do you like Mrs. Brown's Boys, Tam, by any chance? Thomas, what team do you support? He supports Sheffield United, I think. Did you not tell me, Tom? Have I got that wrong? Celtic, Glenn, says Thomas. Well, there you go. Scotty, what battle was the English longbow first used? The English longbow. Was it one of the early battles? Was it used at Bannockburn? Well, that was 1314. The longbow would probably be used in the 1200s. And yes, I might be a bit late. Do spill. Was it used at Hastings in 1066? Because King Harold's last words, as far as I know, were mind what you're doing with that. You'll have someone's eye out in a minute. Season starts soon in Scotland, Thomas, says Glenn. More chance of getting hit by a bus on your way to get the lottery ticket, Scotty, says Lithsco. More chance of what was that? Oh, for winning the lottery. Oh, come on now, positive thinking. I splashed out £2.50. That's a lot. Hi, Scotty, the ornament of the table behind your right shoulder. Is it Pegasus? It's lovely, Scotty. Do you have lots of books? I love my books. Alan Joyce. I have a house falling down with books. Price-wise, they're probably worthless nowadays. You'll see books behind me if I move my vast muscular bulk. You'll see some books geeking out there, and stacks and stacks, reading all the time, reading information. Knowledge is power. And that's Pegasus. Yes, my father was a paratrooper. So there we are. Do you play video games, Glenn? Thomas is asking. Yes, he plays Sheffield United and Rangers and Celtic. Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. Why don't we mix up the leagues? Why don't Sheffield United come up and play Rangers and that sort of thing? Should we not start shaking things up a wee bit? Otherwise, are you not just doing a round of the same teams? Yes, Xbox, says Glenn. I've got Xbox 12. You can get 12 eggs in the one box. I play Xbox, says Thomas. Get Johnson in to do the typing. Johnson would struggle terribly to do. Which letter do you wish me to push, sir? And do you wish me to push another letter, sir? Or would you like to write a letter and I'll take it to the post? That would be Johnson, you see. I'm afraid. There we are. I love getting my HND tech support qualification. I remember my first computer I used was an old BBC/Acorn computer at school. Now, Tony, what would I be working on? Was it a Commodore, you called it? It had cream and red. It was a big metal black and white monitor, like an early TV screen. And then it had a huge, big, proper keyboard in metal. What was the first computer you used, Scotty? I think it would be a 306, but it wasn't connected to the internet. It was really effectively a word processor and filing cabinet. A 306. So there we are. Do you know about the 306? The 306 or a 406? Somebody who knows about computers will tell me. Stop carrying on, guys, says Finley. Yes, stop the nonsense. No more football. Do you play FIFA, Thomas? Right, Glenn and Thomas. Stop, the two of you. If you two are having a wee chit-chat, then you can go and do it somewhere else. I have a good mind to throw money your way for that booking, says Professor Numptyhead. Yes, yellow card. There we are. I'll fine you £1. Yellow card for Glenn and Tam. Definitely. This is for Glenn and Tam. Tap it. It needs to be sideways. You need to be more of a referee. So I need to do this, would I not? Yes, I think that's what I'll do. We'll put it sideways. So we'll have a yellow card for Glenn and Tam. Yellow card. And then I can be a bit more referee-like with it. So as soon as Glenn and Tam start acting up with football, next step's off. Off for an early bath for the pair of them. Okay? So that's what we'll think about. Good idea. Good idea, Scotty. We liked that. Right, here we go. Okay, I think I've got this right. I'll have to... So I've got that there. Take some of these out. Right, guys, I'm just going to pop this one in and then we are laughing. We are laughing. Right, I think that's fine. And // Scottie McClue 1. If you all can put the URL on when you're sharing, I think that's the winner and we'll see a difference. So youtube.com /user / Scottie McClue 1. I'm just about to tweet. Tell me what you think. So there we go. I'll just put a couple of hashtags in here, I think. Oh, this looks good. International icon. Ah, Right, off this goes. Don't want any more carry on. We haven't time for any more carry on. Guys, we're just about there. I need 2 more people. Who sent me £1? It better not be you, numpty head. You should take bets on how many yellow and red cards get issued. Yeah, but numpty head, did you not take that a bit more seriously there? Because I did it more referee-like. Yellow accepted, Sub-Zero. Cool, well done, Tam. I finished my chips, says Graham. Yellow card for Glenn and Tam. And you got a booking there. Stay until 10, says Finlay. What's the time? Oh, we've got plenty of time. There's no rush. So there we are. Yes, Glenn and Pez, stay until 10. Shall I stay until 10? It's wonderful. So, Tony, tell me about that early computer. We should take bets on how many red cards. No, we can't bet on the stream. Good preparation makes all the difference. Alistair Campbell, I think so. Would you say McClue is well prepared for the stream? Or do you think he flies by the seat of his pants a lot of the time? It's raining here too, and tomorrow as well. They would love to have you on the radio here. McAvoy, I think I'll ask if I could do a stint in Cork. As I get older, I might just become itinerant, spend the rest of my wonderful life going round Ireland and just calling in at the wee places, but not having too much of the dark stuff, you know? And that's not frightening, by the way, you know what I mean? Battered deep-fried pizza. Is that pizza crunch, Thomas Beeden? Yes, so there we are. Quite good for health, is it? Is it quite healthy? If you were on a diet of battered deep-fried pizza, would you be in peak condition? I don't know. Good preparation makes all the difference, Alistair. You're quite right. It's all... Well, I remember a decorator telling me that decorating is 90% preparation. Is that true? Preparing everything, and then on went the paint and the gloss and the paper and all that. Yes, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Best thing ever, doused in salt and vinegar. Oh, Thomas Beeden. Do you know, I had a packet of salt and vinegar crisps this week, and they were too vinegar for me. Very strange. I wondered, should we go for salt and sauce crisps from Edinburgh? That would be a brand and a half. Who's giving me money here? Copy and paste your prepared type messages, Professor Numpty Heat. How can you possibly prepare? I am probably one of the broadcasters, the one broadcaster in the world that couldn't prepare for his show because I didn't know what was coming. Do you see what I mean? So there we are. So I couldn't prepare for the show. All my shows, a 3-hour radio show, were on one sheet of A4, and the rest of the facts had to be in my head. So I had to get a grip, whether it was the Iraq War, whether it was a general election, which you couldn't really broadcast during with phone-ins in case people came on and said something. So you had to be off when the country went into purdah. You had to go off the phone-in, really. Hello, Scotty. I've just woke up. Scotty, I went for a wee hour. Ian left me a text to ask if I send a link. So hello to Ian and everybody. And Gladys Thomas I'm glad Thomas has decided to stay with us. That came out as Gladys. Thought you were calling Thomas Gladys for a moment there. Absolutely. No, Thomas has decided to stay, and we'll see how it goes, but he's very welcome to stay, and he's very welcome to go. There's never any animosity or anything like that. And when he said last night, I'm not sure the stream's for me, I thought, well, maybe it's not, because he's maybe at a different stage in the game, you know. He's a wee bit of a, wants to get in there and rebel. Tristan says, Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Tristan, lovely to have you with us, Dinky-Doo. Welcome, 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 I say. Right. Guys, I'm sending a tweet here, and I'll find out how it goes. If anybody's on Twitter, follow Scottie McClue, at Scottie McClue. There we are. Yellow for negativity, says Finlay Morris. I've never had to use a red card, though. What happened to the Barnsley bum lifter? Tristan Ailing, this was when we found that the women in Barnsley had dropped bottoms, and they were about an inch lower than the national average. And I invented a thing which was a set of straps with a kind of rubber like a swing seat. And they should wear that when they go dancing to lift their bottom up. The Barnsley bum lifter. That was right. And then we had Scottie McClue's party pants in mild Sheffield steel for girls that couldn't keep their horn in their halfpenny. That sort of idea. Professor Numpty Head. Scotty, I was unnecessarily stopped by customs at the airport. They asked me who I flew with, and my response was about 300 people. I was stopped at the airport and they said, did you pack your bag yourself, sir? I said, no, the butler did it. That's why I'm flying with you for £9. They said, oh, fair enough. Has your luggage been unattended for any length of time? I said, that stuff's been in the loft for 6 months. You don't, folks. Don't even think about it. Not at all. I did have a munchie box, Scotty. Who's tapped the dollar and sent me pennies? I'll find out. I'll get to the bottom of this. They don't call me Sherlock for nothing. In fact, they don't call me Sherlock at all. I did have a munchie box, Scotty. All gone now. Normal Friday for me and my husband, Lithsco. Do you have the bulk of it, or does your husband? Spill. So there we are. Was it Agincourt, says Alistair Campbell. Was what Agincourt? Oh, the use of the English longbow. Sorry, the Battle of Agincourt. I don't know. I wasn't there, Alistair. I missed that one. I think I was on the radio during the Battle of Agincourt. Hi, Catherine, says Graham. There's a lot of hate in Glen, says Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero? How can you possibly know that? So there we are. He just said he hates a football team, which he shouldn't do, because A, they're from his local town, and B, he must understand that there is another point of view. So there should never be any hatred in football. There should be a lot more love. And I think that what should happen at an Old Firm game, there should be a delegation. So say you're a Rangers supporter, and Celtic score, everybody should stand up and applaud and go, well done, guys. Good football. Yes? And then when Rangers score, the Celtic supporters should stand up and go, well done, good football, good football. And everybody should be giving it this all the time. So why don't we try that at the next Old Firm derby? Scottie McClue's modus operandi for football. I know that you say that hating is cutting off an avenue for learning, but I hate so much prejudice and discrimination against others. Instead of saying hate, perhaps I should say detest. No. Say that you dislike. Right? Say that you dislike, Tony. Practice that one. That will work. I used to get pulled at the airport and searched all the time, having to fill in green cards. I was a favourite passenger of, and he mentions intelligence. Yes, not at all, Tim. What's wrong with filling in a green card? Were you wanting a blue card? No negativity, Anthony, says Graham. I'm a big Rangers fan, says Graham. There you go, Graham. They are about. Hi, Lorraine, says Ronald Villas twice. Hi, Ronald, says Graham. Right, everybody's saying hi. Could you just don't like Tony? I'm always saying to you, happiness is where success begins. It's not the end result of hard work. Could you just don't like Tony? Yes, I don't like. I'm always saying to you, happiness is where success begins. It's not the end result of hard work. It's the formula for a good life. We love it, Catherine. Thank you. So proud to share with you all I got a call back to be the main face in a new soap powder advert. Always wanted to be an actor, so this is a good wee start. I'm over the moon. Ronald, well done. Good for you. Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done, Ronald. I'm starving and want a takeaway. Erin won't let me get one. Oh, I'm sure she's just looking after your health, Thomas. She thinks you'd be better without deep-fried pizza crunch dipped in salt and vinegar. Stop! Unfair. Yellow card for McClue. There we are. Yellow card for McClue for taking the mince. Welly song, you naughty, naughty person. So there we are. You've given me £1.49. I suspect it was £1.50. That's the second one, Welly song. You don't have to. Scottie McClue is free at the point of delivery. You can just enjoy yourself. But it's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Welly song. Very much appreciated. Very good of you. Beautiful. There we are. Lovely, lovely. Thank you to everybody who's tapped the dollar. I think it might have been an Amstead PC you used. Amstrad. There we are. Thomas Pym says, big stinking card. No, there's nothing stinking, Thomas. It was a yellow card. There we are. And I gave it to myself. Hope you and Mrs. Mac are having a lovely weekend. Good to see you, says Catherine. Thomas, you should get a takeaway. Finlay Morris has suggested, Thomas, should we ask Erin if she'll let Thomas out of Munchie Box jail? There we are. Thomas is in Munchie Box jail. He can't get a takeaway. I'm laughing on a consistent basis at these streams. I love them, says Graham. Graham, I am delighted. So do I, and so do we all, I think, because I get a lot of feedback during the day. So it's good stuff. Scotty is better than me and Thomas being at each other's throat. Oh, Glenn, what would I give for you two not to be at each other's throat? Oh, it's quite spoils the stream for some people. I've had people coming on saying, it's not as good as it was, Scotty, with that pair. You know, so think about others as well. It's not just all about you guys. It's not all about Tam or Glenn. Finlay Morris, correct, Glenn. It's an amicable conversation. Yes, Glenn, I agree, says Thomas. Oh, for goodness sake. Don't know how to handle this. Scotty is better than me and Thomas Major. Yes, quite right, Glenn. I think we're now good friends. Quite right, Tam. Hi to Catherine, wishing her well from me and Mrs. Mac. Scotty, bro, you should get a yum-yum. I had a yum-yum in my packed lunch a few months ago. It was pretty delicious. If you ask me, says Eat a Yum-Yum. Very nice. Does anybody remember... did anybody used to have yo-yos? What was your favourite yo-yo? And what was your favourite club? If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. There we go. Whatever happened to John By Linesman and Jim? They used to be two regulars. They just disappeared off the face of the earth, Tab. Disappeared like the wind, like snow off a dike. Alan Joyce. Yes, Scotty, as you said earlier, knowledge is indeed power. Most of my books are actually reference books. Scotty, are you interested in ancient history and mythology at all? Alan Joyce, I am interested in anything. Anything. I don't know a great deal about football, but I'm interested in anything. And ancient Greece, as Winston Churchill said, only the ancient Greeks have done more for civilization than the Scots. So maybe we need to tell the Prime Minister that when he comes up, say, you do realise that your predecessor felt that only the ancient Greeks had done more for civilization than the Scots. You know, and if anyone goes, who said that? You say, Winston Churchill. There we go. Gordon Robertson, it's you naughty, naughty, naughty boy. That's the money for the Doug's Bone for next week. Gordon Robertson, you shouldn't do that. That was for Wee Oliver. That's Wee Oliver's allowance you've spent on McClue's live stream. Gordon Robertson, ladies and gentlemen, has tapped the dollar and sent £4.99, not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the 10th time, for about the 20th time. So Gordon Robertson, you now, we must get the dog the bone. Well, he's too young for it, actually, so we'll not. Not yet. But when it comes the right time, You need to go into the butcher when you're getting your meat, if you're a meat man, if you're a carnivore, and just say, is there anything else, sir? Oh, could you do a bone for the dog? I used to do that, and the butcher very often said, there are no charge at all. I said, what do I owe you for the dog's bone? Oh, how are you? So there we are. So it was that stuff. Having said that, that was a family butcher, and we were in there every week anyway. And when I was wee, you used to lean on the cows hanging up on big chains and have a conversation with people. And the butcher would come out with his front all covered in yuck, and wipe his hands like that. Yes, what can I get you? There was none of all this. I'll just put a wee bit of sanitizer on. There was sawdust on the floor. The window was open to the street, and there were like steaks lying in the window, all that sort of idea. And when you wanted chops, yes, no problem. He just a huge big cleaver and went, wallop, 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 wallop. 4 chops, wrapped up in a brown paper bag. Scottish football would be good if it covered teams working together doing a triathlon or even climbing Ben Nevis. Who said that? John said, right, John. So we get the Rangers and the Celtic team out running up and down Ben Nevis or whatever. You've kept the ship going exceptionally well for one man, says Alistair Campbell. Alistair Campbell, bless you. You miss nothing. You're a very, very kindly man. We're at, are we 67 tonight? You see, I've stopped bothering about, I don't put the numbers in now. I haven't, yesterday I stopped because I thought, no, the date does. So all of them have got the same photo, the same thumbnail, and they say, Scottie McClue, video, talk show, hashtag the date. And that's it, because I think that's easier for the consumer. And part of my problem about everybody going, I wanted to watch Scottie McClue, but I couldn't make head nor tail of hashtag this and hashtag that and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I think it might be better. But you tell me. Pardon me. Top man, says Scott Rushy. Scott Rushy, you're a top man. My wife bought me a quad bike for an early birthday present. I can't wait to go up the tracks tomorrow. Ronald Villas, fantastic. Well, I had a great news recently. I've been told I can take the stabilizers off my bike, so I'm quite chuffed with that. I'd like to pour extra vinegar on my chips. It's delicious, says Ronald Villiers. Yes, not too much neat vinegar. It's not good for the esophagus. A little bit just to flavour your chips or something. But heavily diluted cider vinegar with what they call the mother. Very nice. McClue's been into that. God, and that's you paid for next week's tea, sugar, milk, and some jammy Dodgers, says Catherine. Yes, and wee Oliver, is it all right for wee, tiny wee, what can he get, Gordon? Does he get wee chunkies or something like that? All my dogs have been brought up on dried food with lots of water beside them. And, there'll be a puppy version as well, full of real good things. Do you like chips, Ronald? Graham Niven? I love chips, Graham, especially lots and lots of salt and vinegar. Edinburgh salt and sauce. Catherine Raven fancies me. Thomas, you think everybody fancies you. They're just being polite. There you go. Are you stunningly, stunningly good looking? I agree, says Sub-Zero. Obviously, your good lady thinks so. So there we are. I decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust, says the wonderful Craig Cochran. I threw my old vacuum cleaner away the other day and I shouted, see you, sucker. So there we are. Good evening from Bournemouth, says the wonderful Neil O'Gormley. How are you getting on in Bournemouth, Neil? It will be beautiful at this time of year. It's beautiful all year round. So I believe I've never been, I've just heard and I've seen pictures. Somebody said, Scotty, if you ever have money, go and stay on the sands. Is that right? Did I get that one right, Neil? Remember we talked about it before. I'm fond of watching Thomas and Glenn's relationship unfolding, says Catherine. Ah, there you go, Catherine. Oh, ho. Ha, ha. Sorry, Glenn, just jokes. I'm on an athlete's diet, so if I ever eat a yum yum, it's a real treat for me. Yum yum, Sean says. Who's tapping the dollar? Has somebody else tapped the dollar? This is the perfect stream for Thomas. So there you are. Glenn, it's very good for Thomas. The stream would collapse without me, Glenn, says Thomas. Oh, guys, do you think the stream would collapse without Thomas? Did we run it for any length of time before Thomas appeared? Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Catherine's in love with me, says Thomas. Hello, Scotty. I'm back from Din Din's at a lovely steak stew tonight. I was watching Dad's Army as well. What a great comedy. J-Dog, you're talking McClue's language. It's probably one of my favorites. So there we go. Fantastic. And who's your favorite character on it, J-Dog? And did we get rid of the fake at the right time? Who would ever stoop so low as to pretend they were J-Dog? Tut, tut, tuttity, tut. Hi, J-Dog. Hi, Graham. Glad to hear that, Sub-Zero. You're a loose cannon, Scotty, says Graham. Oh, I don't know about that. Thomas is the star of the show, says Glenn. Oh, Thomas, how are you feeling now? You'll not be able to get out the door. There we go. Fantastic. I think with Erin, I think you'll have to let him get a carry out. I mean, a munchie box. So there we are with pizza crunch with lots of salt. Maybe we should change the red card to traffic lights, red, amber, green, and no reference to football. Just a thought. Catherine, I'll maybe have to do some artwork tomorrow then and mock up a set of traffic lights. But you see, tonight I just started. That was the first time I delivered it properly. You know, the football delivery. And that's the time. As soon as the ref does that, am I not right in thinking that's when you get all the whoa from the crowd? Telling you, absolutely. There we go. He's not causing harm, says Adam. Who's not causing harm? Leave Sean be. Very wise words, Catherine Raven. Thank you, says Tony. Sorry, Scotty, I'm going to go off to watch another great comedy car share, Dinky-Doo. Well, we'll be going off in a few minutes anyway. Dinky-Doo to you, J-Dog. Top stuff. If you say so, Adam, says Graham. He's just having a laugh. We both know J-Dog in real life. How do I tap the dollar, says Graham Niven. You don't have to, Graham, just if you wanted to. Apparently, it's at the bottom or the top of the live chat. Now, I've never seen it. Let me see who's had a look at our tweet, guys. We've just tweeted, haven't we? Oh, very nice. Yes, a lot of people have seen that tweet. If you're on Twitter, at Scottie McClue, get following. Yes, Facebook as well. We're on Facebook. Fantastic. Right, can we get these figures up tonight, guys? I need a munchie box, says Glenn. Munchie box, jail, says Catherine. How do I tap the dollar? So, Graham, apparently it's at the bottom or the top of the live chat is a wee dollar sign. But I don't know what's involved in it because I've not tapped it. My favourite club is a 7-iron. Ah, Graham, excellent. Graham's 7-iron. The show's even better when you can type Skype, share, care, and never miss a show with a bell. Absolutely. Tap the bell and subscribe. Scotty, my missus asked me to iron the curtains today. I ended up falling out the window. Do be careful. Scotty, could you ask Mrs. McClue to call and get us all a munchie box? I've got the kettle on for the teas and coffees. Catherine, I would not be sending Mrs. McClue for a munchie box. I would be sending Johnson, the butler. There we are. So there we are. Johnson! Johnson! Yes, my lord. Have you ever heard of a munchie box? Munchie box. No, my lord. Right. Now, he says he hasn't. Johnson says he's not heard of a munchie box. So there we go. I don't know if they had them in his day. If she's not busy making tablet or walking the wee dog, she might be lying down. She's had a tough day today. Had to put up with me. Chocolate was my favourite club biscuit, but you can't get them anymore. Mint yo-yo's my favourite. Alan Joyce, did you ever have a toffee yo-yo? I think it was in red paper. Is that right? I'll tell you what you don't see, as well as a yo-yo. You don't see an actual yo-yo. Remember the yo-yo? The red yo-yo with the wee yellow string. I've hurt my ankle in the stairs, Graham. Do be careful. Stay on until 11, says that's so fiddly. Goodness sake. Let's do more sharing, guys. I think that's the big problem with the figures. People get carried away and just forget to share. They think, oh, I never thought to share. You know, so if we can do that, that'd be great. I can probably share in a group if anybody's up for that. I'll share in the Scottie McClue group, and if we can all do the same. So general share, right now, a general share. Oh, tot. There we are. Right, that's it there. Okay, now we've done it. I don't want to knock my water over. I want to hold my water. I'll put it there. Now. Right, here we go. Numpty, if you were here, you could be doing this instead of me having to do it. Put the URL in youtube.com/user/. Scottie McClue one. Right, that's gone out. Now, it's going to go... This is going out to a group. So this is not for the faint-hearted, guys. And it's going out to the Scottie McClue group, of which there are about 3,000 members. Is everyone a member of the Facebook fan group? Scottie McClue fan group for fans, discussion, and debate. There we are. Now you are talking. Right. Live now. Please join us. Right. That's gone out to them. So we need to get the figures up. Tony says, Ireland is a beautiful country. I remember going to the village of Lisdoonvarna in County Clare. Have I said it right? For me and the missus on our honeymoon. Loved it. They have a singles event. Loved that black creamy drink. So you went to a singles event on your honeymoon? Surely not. Have you ever heard the song Lisdoonvarna, Anthony? So there you are. Tam's quite cultured, you see. He's not just an athlete. Is this the real Tam that's on here tonight? It's a different pick. Ah, Sub-Zero. Have we got a fake Tam? Cider vinegar's all right for cooking, but you can't beat good old Scottish malt vinegar for your fish and chips. Well, if you're into that, because you see, all the East Coast, they have the brown sauce. All right for sauce? Sauce for me, thank you, lovely. I used to quite often get a wee fish and chip when I came out. The station was based in Leith at the docks. Enough said. Scottie, I spent £1,000 hiring out a limo, but it didn't come with a driver. Can't believe I spent all that money and nothing to chauffeur it. Massive round of silent applause for that one. That's a cracker. Nothing to show for it. I love it. Yes, I'm a stepdad in at Sub-Zero, so it's the genuine Tam. No advertising, Catherine. No advertising traffic lights, says Thomas. Red and yellow cards aren't exclusive to football. Well, could you get them up at the... Could you get them at the shops or something if you weren't wearing a mask? And Scottie, I hope your CD collection's in alphabetical order by artist. Oh, Alan. I can put my hand on anything. So there we go. Do people still have CDs? Well, I do Sub-Zero, but funnily enough, we don't put them on. I was talking to a friend, and this friend is quite wealthy. And I can remember him telling me he had his house with all the latest sound equipment. I said, do you listen to it? He went, not now. Same with videos. Does anybody have videos that they don't watch? You can't watch them. CDs. Anybody remember mini disc? Anybody remember Beta? VHS and Betamax. Anybody remember 8-track for the car? And 8-track, all the cartridges. Fantastic. How's the old Instagram doing, Scotty? I haven't seen you post much in it recently, my friend. Suggest you use that if the stream ever crashes. Robert Scrimger, good call. I popped up on Instagram, just did a few live ones just to say hi that I was there. I think there's about 1,200 on Instagram. Scottie McClue 1, guys, if you're on Instagram. Scottie McClue 1. I'll do it for you. Instagram. Scottie McClue 1. Well, there we go. That's Instagram. And I don't know if anybody's on TikTok at Scottie McClue. How's that look, guys? I'll hold that up just a second or two so everybody gets a good swatch. A good swatch at that, I say. Very important. So if you all like to follow me on Instagram, but we need to get this stream up. We need this for the tens and hundreds. Has Johnson ever had a... Oh, I beg your pardon. That's very personal, Glenn. Oh, I see. Sorry, a doner kebab. Right. I beg your pardon. Right. Okay. I don't think Johnson would know what a kebab is. You'd have to spell it out for him and write it down, and then he would go, very good, sir. And he would go off and try and purchase it. Munchie boxes are deep-fried heart attack food. Very fattening and very addictive. I have to give it up, says Tony. Well, Tony, yes, if you want to watch your weight. Sorry, Scotty, I'm back again. Car shares cancelled from our program. Shocking, you're right. It's so low that anybody could imitate me. Why would anybody? I mean, I can understand why people would want to imitate you, because you are a fine fellow. And the same way that Scottie McClue gets imitated, and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But it's very strange. But on here, it's a bit low, to be quite honest. Hi, J-Dog Gaming, Yogo and Clackers, says Catherine. What are you talking about, Catherine? Has the predictive got you? You're correct, Scotty. Toffee yo-yos were in a red wrapper. Obviously, green was the mint. I think there was a brown wrapper. Was that a kind of chocolate one? Chocolate in the center as well. And there was a blue yo-yo as well. What was the blue yo-yo? So there were, as I say, obviously the green was mint. And was there an orange coloured yo-yo? Now, the clubs, you had the fruit club, the plain club, the golf club, very good. There was a golf, wasn't there? There was a plain chocolate. Anybody play rounders when they were away, says Catherine Raven. Does anybody remember Five Boys chocolate? Fry's Five Boys chocolate. The wee souls with serious wee faces on them. A perfectionist walked into a bar. Apparently the bar wasn't set high enough. I walked into a bar and I went, ah! It was an iron bar. So there you go. I have friends who say that it's weird that I'm watching you. I don't think it's weird at all. It's like watching anyone else on YouTube. J-Dog, these friends are probably a wee bit jealous of you because you're a nice guy. You are interested in things. You don't sort of have any, oh, that's for older people or that's for young people, or I don't bother with that. You're interested in all sorts of things. So, no, there's nothing odd about watching a Scottie McClue stream at all. So there you go. Scott, how come you never need to pee on a live stream? ACOS, how do you know? You never know, do you? There we are. It's not something we talk about. Scotty, if I'm going to be the new lovable laddie, then I'd need to work from home. Professor Numpty, you've worked from home all your life. So there we go. Scotty, when lockdown's over, would you ever do a fan meet? Oh, Glenn, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? A fan weekend. And then we have interesting things like these mystery weekends, all that sort of idea. Stay at a big house. Scotty, there are videos on YouTube of you doing between show continuity from around 1985. There's one for 84. You look so young. Ah, yes, yes. And an argument with someone who said that fat people are not intelligent. His argument was that if fat people were intelligent, they'd know how to eat right. He forgets about people's budget. It's not just the budget, it's also about metabolism. What foods do you metabolize easier? Yes, and, you know, there's all things. I mean, Billy Connolly made a lot of comedy out of fat people saying their different excuses. But, you know, we're all probably carrying, apart from people who are unwell or unwell with weight loss or anything like that, because that can be a dreadful thing as well when they think they're heavy and they lose too much weight. So there's a balance. I'm not overweight. I'm under height. If I was 12'6", I'd be spot on. So there we are. So never have an argument with people about your weight, Tony. It doesn't matter. You're you. I agree to you, dog. It's better because this is also interactive, inclusive, fair, and a good laugh. All sorts of topics. Best channel out there. Catherine Raven, I would actually say there was a Scottish comedian who I used to absolutely adore watching, and he was called Lex McLean. I think it was Alexander McLean, and but it was called Lex, and he was very, very famous at the time. And he was on at the Pavilion Theatre, I think Lex was, for years and years. He stayed in Ellenborough. And there's even been shows about Lex McLean, that sort of thing. Very well done as well. And Walter Carr was his feed. And I remember as a wee one laughing, and I thought, I want to make people laugh at some point in my life. And I've certainly achieved that, even when I didn't set out to. People used to say, you're so funny. I think that was a straight show. You know, that sort of idea. So there you are. So I think what Lex used to say was it will be the best. What was it they charged to get in? Was it 7 and 6 or 10 and 6? I can't remember. If it was 10 and 6, it'd be 52.5p. But whatever it was, he used to say, that's the best 10 and 6 you'll ever spend. And it was true. A night watching Lex McLean, he was such a laugh, you know. Lovely new suit, fantastic. He made me 2 pair of trousers. First night out, I bumped a hole in the jacket. You know, and he would come out with this sort of stuff, and people would be laughing, because in those days, people smoked, and they would know what it was if somebody touched your suit accidentally with a cigarette and burned it. You know, you touched it yourself, you know, because people smoked. Do you remember to put the clocks back? I don't remember taking them. Good one, Numpty Head. We love it. A merry jape from Numpty Head. Apart from your page, J-Dog, excuse me, says Catherine Raven. What's going on there? Lisdun Verna have a singles festival every year. Me and Mrs. Mac happened to be there when the singles festival was on. We were the only married couple there. Well, you were just a wee bit ahead of the game then. Thanks, Catherine, says J-Dog. Scotty, don't leave Numpty Head in too long. Bring him out so he can say goodnight to everyone. I will, Alistair, I will. Did you go to the chip shop in Henderson Row in Edinburgh? Yes, that was my favourite, says Gordon. Advertising, of course, but yes, Gordon, we loved it. The clocks go back tonight. Does that mean Scotty can do an extra hour? Catherine Raven, what are you talking about? Stop talking nonsense. I was thinking that you had me going, is it that time? Is it that time already? Chippy, I know, Gordon, advertising the Chippy. Scotty, what other merchandise would you consider making? A Scotty t-shirt? I think I've got one somewhere. I'm sure, I know we're live and we're busy, but let me have a wee ratch here. Because I think, let me just have a wee ratch. I'm sure I have Wait a minute. Yes. Yes. I came across this the other day. What? What's that? Hope I haven't stood with my pencil. Anyway, that was a cracker. See that? There's one there. Isn't that interesting? So there we are. That was a present somebody made up for me. Incredible. Scott, did you still use your fingerless gloves? I do, John, yes. I haven't got them on during lockdown because I need to wash them in between. So I don't go shopping in them now. What are the merchandise to consider? So there we are. So T-shirts, bonnets, and badges. That would be the one. Get the badges going. No orange yo-yos, that's an orange Viscount. And to remember a wagon wheel, a big wagon wheel that were 3 old pence. Did yo-yo turn into Viscount? Not sure, Glenn. Yes, somebody's talking here. My granddad used to have 5 boys every night. He loved the old chocolate Acos, very good. He had a sweet tooth. Scottie McClue is ahead of his time. Glenn Peacock, always. Has anyone... what is going on here, Sub-Zero? What is going on? My goodness me. Who's tapped the dollar? Oh. What is that, Sub-Zero? Ah, there we are. McClue's the world's top broadcaster, says Finlay Morris. Finlay Morris, I thank you. Anthony Mack, do you and your wife, Thomas Payton, that's out of order. Out of order. So there we go. She's talking about the dance music. Please send my love and thanks to Mrs. Mack for looking after me tonight with my injured foot. She's a great nurse and she's amazing. I don't know how she puts up with me, Tony, because she loves you. No, Glenn, the yo-yos and Viscounts at the same time. Ah, right. Well, we're not going to do that. The old time is back, says Sub-Zero. We don't want that. The problem isn't that obesity runs in my family. The problem is nobody runs in my family. You'll notice I've got quite a big nose. Noses run in our family. So there we are. Thomas Peden, Craig. Oh, Thomas, come on, settle down. Thomas is maybe going into timeout soon, guys. Glenn Peacock, I have a Scottie McClue T-shirt for sale. Oh, that was Tam. Scottie, I bet you're always top of the class in English. You've a perfect voice and diction for presentation. Alan Joyce, English was my favourite subject, I have to say. And I've taught quite a lot of English. English literature, specialising in Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen. Scottie, a well-known comedian who's no longer with us. Let me see this. Says Professor Numptyhead. Scottie, a well-known comedian who's no longer with us, was once booked by a church to perform. In his first gag, he pointed up to the crucifix and said, I see you caught the guy who nicked your telly. I wonder if that went down well or not. He's taking a chance there, wasn't he? I saw Walter Carr in a few pantomimes, and Jerry Kelly, Acos, absolutely. Well, he was very, very good. Very, very good. So there we are. Thomas Peden, I don't know if this is the right Tom. He's mentioning names again. I might have to put Tom into time out. He's going to misbehave. Must Google Lex and see if he's on the YouTube. There's a couple of sketches on YouTube, I think, Catherine. Do that. Couple with Walter Carr. I imagine Glenn has Scottie McClue wallpaper and bed covers. He'd love a T-shirt, Tam. Sub-Zero. Johnny Beattie did a fine tribute to Lex McLean and company. Indeed, Alistair Campbell. Very much so. Thomas Peden, you spelt six. Stop. Right, Tom, any more of this, and I'll need to put you in timeout because that's reducing my stream to a low level. Any plans for the weekend, Scottie? Absolutely, Glenn. I might just stay in for a change, because I haven't stayed in. Except for the last 4 months, so I might just stay in. I'd love for you to read my book, Scotty, says Neil Gormley. I can't tell you to purchase it as that would be advertising. I can send you the link privately. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Neil Gormley, it will be outstanding. Is it a book about your life touring in music and that sort of thing? What do you mean, Thomas Craig? Don't entertain Thomas at the moment. Right. Thomas Beaton is going into timeout. Okay, unless that's a false one. I don't think so. He's in timeout just now, guys. So we've only got 5 minutes left. We need a T-shirt merch while it's still warm so we can advertise for the winter. Thomas is I think maybe all that pizza crunch has gone to his head. Not at all, Thomas. One wife will do, says Craig. Tony says, we all love you, Scotty. You're brilliant. Much love from me and Mrs. Mac, and love to you and Mrs. Mac. You're brilliant. Very fine broadcaster. I do think this is the real Thomas. Well, let's not cheek up, guys, says the wonderful Finlay Morris, who gets it. Finlay understands the stream. He always has done. Finlay, you always have done since you came on here. You're a great asset to the stream. Thomas takes wee silly moments. You know what I mean? Wee silly moments. The big one told the church joke. Stay until 11, says... Red card should mean time out and not a lifetime ban. No, Professor Numpty, we haven't banned Tam. He's just in time out. He can't do any more rude comments. So there we are. Please, Scotty, Thomas needs to stay. Well, we'll see, Glenn. We'll see how he gets on. Maybe this is not the stream for him if he's going to lose it like that. Yes, stay till 11. That's right, Tony. Every time I mention the stream, you either get a laugh or, oh no, he's not still up to his old tricks. Look, but not met a person yet who hasn't remembered Scotty. Well, people do, you see. You met, it's very interesting. Quite flattering, actually, in a way, but people say, I was talking to so-and-so and they mentioned, like, a big star. They go, oh, I know that name. What was he in? And then they go, have you ever heard of Scottie McClue? Scotty? Oh, I know Scotty. Scotty used to listen every day. Chesterfield is nothing to aspire to. Glenn Peacock has just told a brilliant joke, guys. If you don't know Chesterfield well, you'll not know. But there's a church there with a tower and a spire, or just the spire. And there's Ormskirk that's got the town and the spire. And Chesterfield's got, you can see it from the train, clear as a bell, and the spire is completely crooked because I think it was green oak and it hadn't quite seasoned and the weight twisted it. So it's got a crooked spire in the church. And am I right in thinking, Glenn, you can see it from the train, can't you? As my late mum would say, I don't go looking for trouble. Trouble always comes looking for me. I think this is true for me. Not at all, Tony. Tony, positive thinking, positive. We'll work on it together. Very good, Glenn. My book's mainly about the love, laughter, and tears of my life. Hence the title. Aha, good hint there, Neil. So there we are. Hence the title. Great reviews thus far, many laughs and tears. Correct, Scotty, says Glenn. Scotty, you'll be sorely missed if you go before us. World wouldn't be the same without the McClue Dinky-Doo. Catherine, you say the loveliest things. I've no plans for going, but you never know the minute. You know, so there we go. Neil, stop plugging your book. Sub-Zero, he hasn't plugged his book. He just mentioned his book on Scottie McClue's stream. Guys, we are out of time. I cannot believe it. What a fantastic stream tonight. Been wonderful. You're great, great people. I'm wondering about popping up sometime random, like in the middle of the night, to see if we can catch the American market. What do you think? HG back, says the wonderful Alistair Campbell. And you, Alistair, you're a top man. We love your input and your chat. It's incredible. We haven't seen people tonight. We don't know the people tonight. And yet, what's so fascinating is that from Super Chat, we feel we know them. Night, Scotty, says the wonderful Magnus. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, take care, big man. Night, Scotty, God bless. And stay safe to every single one of you. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. Thanks for joining us. Stay fabulous, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock sharp, God willing, weather permitting. Good night, and God bless. Mwah! Dinky-Doo, Lars. Ta-da!